I have discovered a trend, you guys. This is not looking very good. So what's happening now is that when you go to hotels, when you go to motels, you are not safe. I've seen this on 2 separate occasions. One is from the series Love After Lockup, which I review every single day, every single weekday. I'm popping out videos of Love After Lockup, and we discuss a number of things, how these people's relationships go, a whole bunch of things, right? And there is a clip that I want to highlight because it connects to another clip that I saw done by Milan here on YouTube. Go check her out. And it was about, I think it was about 4 girls or 5, and they were on like a girls trip, very luxe girls trip, or staying in a very nice hotel, stuff like that, having a good old funky time, until somebody decided to enter their hotel room, and they did not have a clue who this person was, and the person just barged in like that, right? There seem to be more and more stories like this of people just being in their hotel room unaware of anything, and all of a sudden somebody's in there, and we need to be careful. This is not a very good situation. Okay, so at first I'm going to show the Love After Lockup clip, and then we're going to go into the clip that I saw on Milan's YouTube page. Love After Lockup, let me give some backstory. You have an ex-inmate, Brittany, and a guy on the outside called Marcelino. It's always an ex-inmate and somebody on the outside, and they fall in love. Marcelino and this Brittany are looking for Brittany's mom, who is somebody who abused all these things, right? And she's been missing for about a day. They can't contact her. You can't phone her. They don't know where she is. So they've come to her motel where she's staying, and they're trying to enter her room, but she's not opening the door. So they're now worried that something nefarious might have gone on, and they're quite scared. So Marcelino, her husband, Brittany's husband, goes in to the person sitting at the desk of the motel and asks if he can enter, or somehow he can do a wellness check, which is very understandable. But don't forget that there are policies in place. You cannot just barge into any and every room, just like that, especially if you do not work there. I think it's different if you work there and people are concerned that somebody might be in trouble, but especially if you do not work there, definitely next time you go to motels, hotels, even Airbnbs, check out their policies, because you really need to read everything and read the fine print so that these things do not happen to you. Check this situation with his Love After Lockup story, where he's given access so easily, and he, from what we can see, he's a good dude, so he's not going to do anything crazy. But this could go another way as well. So this is the Brittany girl.
You see the lady in the apartment? No? Actually, I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned. Can you let me in the room and see if you can do like a wellness check?
Well, I'm not able to do that.
So at first she says, I'm not able to do that, which is interesting, because I would think that if something's really amiss, just like how the cleaners are able to go into people's rooms, these people who work there and have access to all the keys obviously will be able to go into some rooms. Especially, it's not every day that you hear somebody say, oh my goodness, I'm really worried about somebody in that room, can I go in there, kind of thing, you know what I'm saying?
Without her permission.
Those are nice nails.
Thank you.
So now the conversation goes into a very interesting, murky territory.
Actually, let me skip your little 20, then you get some nice nails.
And you can tell, you can see the producer in the reflection of the mirror. He's standing right there, and I don't know how this woman is not seeing that. Maybe she's not expecting that, but this is very, very strange.
And the key at the same time. 15 minutes max.
15 minutes max.
Yeah.
In and around there. Make sure she's good.
And then we get into this, where $20 was enough for this lady to say, okay, here's the key, make sure the woman is good. You've got 15 minutes. Now 15 minutes is enough time to do a number of things, okay? 15 minutes is a long time. Anything can happen in 15 minutes. And who would be responsible? You. She's not willing to go in there herself because she says she cannot do that. But on the contrary, for $20, just $20, that's how much a human life is worth to this person. For that amount, it's okay for a random guy she's probably never seen before to enter that room instead. You cannot make this stuff up.
That's it.
Okay. Appreciate it.
And there's a camera. So basically they are gonna see this if that camera is working, because you know a lot of these places, and especially this place where you're seeing people outside walking barefoot and a lot of weird things go on there. Don't know if the camera is working, but there is a camera there. It's wild. She will be caught. She will be caught for doing this. It's weird.
In the hotel room, they were constantly on the phone with back and forth while we're trying to enjoy ourselves on a trip. Said that somebody was trying to get in the room early.
So there's somebody in the hotel room, their mom, one of them their mom, and somebody was trying to get into that hotel room earlier.
And she had to lock the door. Now they walked in the actual room, 2 men, one with a mask on. I didn't see them because I was in the room, but they're asking for me. Now once I even came in contact with men on this trip.
And they didn't even know who she was because they walked in the door and was like, are you Jessica? Are you Jessica? They didn't even know who she was.
So these men just came with some kind of lame excuse, kind of like they were looking for Jessica. But later when these ladies came down to these people down here at the reception, they didn't even know who Jessica was. So how would they have known how would they have known that there is a Jessica in this particular room? They didn't know. It's not like they're pals or anything.
For his first and last name, he gave you the first name. You don't even want to corroborate, but you gave somebody a key card.
He said that he's gonna need a new set of sheets to bring up to the room. $100 in cash and place it that right over here. And I look whenever y'all look to the camera, you will see that. He pulled the cash and put it right on the table. And I looked at it and I was like, what is that for? And then he was like, I'm just over here trying to tip you. And I was like, $100? I was like, you really need change or like, are you just tipping me $100?
And I gave them a key. I said, well, you gave them a key to our room. I'm coming down.
So basically, this person says something about needing sheets or whatever. I don't know. The story is whack and apparently gives him $100. He's saying all this, he's confessing to all this because eventually it's going to become, they're going to look at the tapes, they're going to see what he did. And this is what I don't understand. See, these people are not even ashamed even though they know they're getting filmed. That is how scared you need to be, or let me not say scared, but you need to be very, very aware that these people are being filmed and they still do not care that all these things that they're doing is being filmed. The guy came in, slipped him 100, and he's like, what is this? Do you need change? Or what's going on? Or is this a tip? And then the guy starts blabbing about wanting fresh sheets or whatever and looking for Jessica or whatever. And whatever the story is, the fact that, because the story doesn't make sense, no way, no how, the fact that he just gave this random guy a key to a place that it's not on his name. He didn't make a reservation for that room. He has never seen guys come in with these girls that you could say, oh, maybe it's one of those guys. Even then, it's none of your business. And there is still policy. You cannot just give the hotel room key to any and everybody just like that. The whole thing just makes no sense.
I hung up the phone with him and I came downstairs.
Who's Jessica?
Me. I came downstairs. The two guys were right there. It was me and the other girl who's upstairs.
And how did they know that there was a Jessica staying in that room? See, that's another scary thing. That's making me think like when you go on these holidays and things like that, probably what happens, when you talk a lot and maybe somebody's just following you, or it's like, oh, what's our room number again? And then they can hear you talking about, oh, Jessica, stop it, or Jessica, oh, you look cute, oh, Jessica this, and then they're like, okay. People are always around. People are always listening. You just need to be very, very careful.
Right now, my sister, she said, we came downstairs, we're trying to figure out why he gave them a key to our room. The guy said, what's your name? Talking to my friend. He said, what's your name? So obviously he doesn't know Jessica.
I have a question too.
And she's like, what you know? She ain't never answered. And he said, your name you Jessica? And I'm like, no. But my thing is, why are you looking for Jessica?
So I'm saying, like, what happened? What was his response?
He was saying, I'm sorry, it shouldn't be an inconvenience. I'm sorry, I didn't apologize. I didn't mean anything. Can I take you on a date to accommodate?
That's even the weirdest thing. See, it's always, oh, can I take you a date? Oh, can I slip you 20? Oh, can I slip you 100? And that makes everything okay. It's disgusting behavior, but the blatant rudeness and the blatant just them saying these things makes me think that they've done it before. And people have enabled them. People have not said anything. People have not challenged them. And so now they think that this is normal behavior. That is the scary part, you guys. This probably has happened so many times that he doesn't even think any type of way about it. And all those people that are into trafficking, they are not just, thugs that you'd run away from if you see them in the streets. This can happen any and everywhere, and it could be your local this and your local that that's in cahoots with some of these people. You just don't know. You gotta be careful.
Can I take you on a date to accommodate that? Can I make it up to you?
Disgusting.
And I'm ignoring him totally because I'm focused on why he would give anyone our room key. He had not once seen us walk in here with no guys. No man has been here.
My name is
never. No.
I don't even know what they look like. My name is on the reservation. I put her name on there as so she can have a key card. So initially, he shouldn't even be giving a key card to a male. If I put her name on there, I can see if a female came down here and said, well, I'm Jessica and I need a key card. But you gave.
But even then, I don't know, but you need to vet people. You need to know who you're giving a key to. You need to know what you're doing. Like, this is just sloppy.
To a male that's asking for a female's name. What is your policy for us?
And that's the thing, the policy. You always need to know about the policy that people have, that hotels have. Forget about, does it have a swimming pool? Forget about, is it close to the beach? Can't they just give the key card to somebody who wants to do a wellness check? Can't they just give the key card to somebody who seems concerned? Somebody who claims to know everything that's going on in that room, but actually has no idea and is just shooting their shots and trying their luck to see if they'll get into any and every room. This is very serious, because if you know the policy, you can be like, look, see right here, you're not supposed to do that, right? And also make sure that if you can, try and film everything. Try and see on your phone what the fastest way is to kind of film. There's all these shortcuts you can do on some of these phones, so that with a click of a button or like 2 clicks, you can get your camera, your video on. Like, do something, record something, anything, because now at this point, I think these women were so overwhelmed and they didn't expect that for these guys to come into the room, that they have no evidence whatsoever. So it's almost like a your word against my word. I think on the videos they would be able to see it, but still, it's very scary.
The room for Jessica. And they gave him the key card. Just first name basis. And he gave him the key card. Then they didn't even know who I was. They asked me, is your name Jessica? Is your name Jessica? Is your name Jessica? Who are you? Where did they get this from? Random guys. And then she said, who y'all do this? You don't even know who I am. You can't even identify me.
See, and that's the problem. He can't even identify who Jessica is. So if somebody comes with some story, I need the key to room 2, 3, 4 or whatever, and I'm looking for Jessica, that's pretty weird. I mean, just do, the only time you come for a key is when you've made a reservation. You can prove that it's you with ID and everything, and you get the key and you've paid and everything, and you go into your room. The only other time you deal with keys when you're giving the key back. None of this. This is weird, you know. And the fact that he can't even identify who Jessica is. If somebody's looking for a Jessica, he could have heard that anywhere. I can only imagine this girl now being paranoid. Like, okay, so how did he know my name? Who is this person? Like, it's quite scary if you think about it. You know, this guy at the reception cannot even identify this Jessica chick. So you guys, just be careful, because this story makes no sense. I can't even make sense of it as I'm trying to analyze it. I can't make sense of it, but just be careful. Know the policies of where you're staying. And also, we're in the midst of a panoramic. We're in the thick of it. It is serious. It's getting serious. We're getting mutations. Just stay home. Just stop traveling, because that is the reason. How do you think this thing came from China to the rest of the world? It's because of traveling. It didn't travel through air. That was mistake number 1. Borders should have been closed, and they were not. But then now we're counting on the sense of, on the sense of humans, and there is no sense. Stop traveling. I don't say that these people, that this is their fault or anything, but stop traveling, because also those police officers that were there, these women are very much in distress. I hope they got some kind of refund, all their money back, because this is serious. And I hope, that they get maybe some other compensation, because this is traumatic. They will not like to be in any other hotel, any other establishment like that ever again. And I just pray that, this doesn't happen to people. Like, be wise about when and where you want to go to. Know about the reputation of the hotel. There's a lot more research that has to go into staying at different places than, do they got a pool? Do they got this? Do they have be careful. And be careful how you talk when you're out there. You might think, I'm in Spain, I'm speaking English, nobody can hear what I'm saying. But you don't know who's around. Apparently, it's as easy as you just talking amongst your friends and say, Jessica, blah, 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 and saying, what's the name? What's the number of our hotel? Or where are we staying again? Or, let's go back to our hotel, and then say the hotel name. And people could follow you. You don't know. It's not everybody that's just looking to get a tan. Be careful, ladies. And even gents, be careful. In any case, if you're not already part of the family, make sure you hit thumbs up, and that subscribe button. Comment, because I really want to know what you think. Like, because you obviously like this video, and hit the notification bell. I'll see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow. Daily videos up in here. God bless.